Today's show is sponsored by Indie Film Hustle's Filmmaker Process. We provide filmmakers with professional services to get their films or series funded, finished, and distributed. For more information, go to filmmakerprocess.com.
Now, how did you make your jump? Because I know a lot of screenwriters listening, they're like, I want to direct. How did you make that jump from that to Fresh, which was your directorial debut?
Well, what really happened was, when you're young and kind of like your life is like that Jon Favreau movie in L.A. What was that movie?
Swingers. It is Swingers.
Swingers, right? That's literally what it was like to be 20-something in Los Angeles at that time. And I didn't even enjoy that movie because I was just kind of like,
this is my life. It's boring.
Literally like what happens when I walk outside. Now you watch it and you're like, it's super entertaining. And then, but at the time it was just like, well, fuck this shit. But anyway, that's pretty much exactly what our lives were like. So I had a number of friends that I was making at the time, right? And a couple of my best friends was like this guy called Scott Spiegel, who co-wrote Evil Dead 2 with Sam Raimi. Mm-hmm. And my friend Lawrence Bender, who was just an aspiring producer at the time, and I had put them together. I knew them separately, and they made Lawrence produce this little horror movie Scott did, Intruder, right?
Right.
And after The Rookie got made, honestly, I had gotten to a place, which is, by the way, still what I struggle with all the time in this creative field that we're in, is that, I had started out trying to write commercial films and action films and all that, but I very quickly, because I was only barely 23, realized it's not very much what I wanted to do at all with my life. And actually I decided to quit the business and go live in Paris and write a book like most young Americans ought to try and do. But before I left, I put together Scotty and my friend Lawrence, and I had met Quentin Tarantino through my friend Sheldon. And both Scotty and I was like, you got to meet Scotty. And Scotty actually ended up becoming friendly with Lawrence. And he introduced Lawrence to Quentin. And so while I'm in Paris, Lawrence and Quentin went away and made Reservoir Dogs. And I really had wanted to leave the business and so on. And I did write my book that never got published. And when I came back, Lawrence and Quentin had finished the movie, and it had gotten some kind of, some real hype behind it. And it was Lawrence who pulled me back in. Lawrence was kind of like, Boaz, if you write a script, I think, that we can make for a low enough budget, I think I can get the money for it. And so I spent a half a year or however long researching and writing Fresh. It took me a while, that one. It took us a while to find some French financing, and we made the movie. But that's how it came together. It was actually Lawrence who pulled me back in after I was going to quit,
and from what I heard, it was Lawrence that as legend goes, Lawrence was the one that told Quentin, hey, give me a minute. I'm going to see if I can find money. He's like, nah, I'm just going to go this for like $50,000 with some friends on the weekend. And that's why I wrote it.
That's actually true. Lawrence connected with Monty Hellman and with, I think Lawrence pulled in Harvey Keitel. He said, give me a little time. And he pulled in Harvey Keitel and managed to make the movie for like $1 million and something rather than 40,000. So Lawrence was instrumental in that.
To watch the rest of this interview, head over to bulletproofscreenwriting.tv.